I'm Jason Epperson. This is RV Miles, and it's time for the latest in RV and camping news. First up, Oregon-based expedition RV manufacturer Earthcruiser has ceased operations and has left some customers in the lurch. Not to be confused with Colorado-based Earth Roamer or the Earthcruiser company based in Australia. Earthcruiser USA was founded in 2008 and made fairly expensive overlanding vehicles, most priced well over $500,000. The company's 16-year run ends with many customers' deposits stuck in limbo. The company released a statement citing a changing market, saying that after careful consideration and in-depth strategic analysis, the company has made the decision to wind down operations in its current form. In reality, the company abruptly ceased operations, isn't returning calls to customers who have made substantial down payments, and is in the hands of a bankruptcy and receivership law firm that is liquidating its assets. As someone who's been on the wrong side of this type of thing and hasn't seen a dime, I really feel for these folks who put deposits down. This is a boutique company that makes a very limited number of units. I don't think this has much to do with the downturn in the RV market. I could be wrong, but it's a sad thing for the company's employees and customers, to be sure. Big changes in the mobile internet landscape. T-Mobile has made some changes to their cellular options. First, back on April 18th, they put a 1.2 terabyte cap on their home internet offering before that line gets deprioritized on the network, often receiving much slower data. And then they announced two new data plans specifically for RVers, which might sound exciting, but they are very expensive and probably mean the end for RVers traveling with T-Mobile's $60 a month home internet service. If you don't know, some of the cellular companies offer home internet service where you basically get a router from them that connects with cell towers. So instead of cable or fiber internet at home, you have cell service operating your home Wi-Fi. Lots of RVers have been using T-Mobile's home internet service to travel with because, well, they've been allowing you to do so. It states in the terms of service for these plans that you have to use them at the home address. You can't move them around the country, but people have been doing it because it hasn't been enforced. And frankly, T-Mobile has been selling this plan specifically to RVers. They've had booths at RV shows and reps are telling people they can travel with it, even though it's against the written terms of service. So now T-Mobile has brought out these two new offerings under the name Away plans, home and away, get it? Which are aimed at people who travel extensively. You get a 5G mobile hotspot with unlimited data for $160 a month, or you can pay $110 a month for 200 gigabytes of data. That's pretty pricey, putting it pretty close in line with the biggest competitor for RV or internet dollars, Starlink, which is $150 a month for unlimited data. The big difference is being that Starlink works everywhere except it's hindered by trees, and T-Mobile works near towers and is not hindered by trees. Starlink also has a $600 upfront cost for the equipment that you don't have to pay with T-Mobile. Lots of RVers, though, carry both Starlink and T-Mobile home internet in order to have options when one or the other isn't ideal. But with this new Away plan, it seems rather likely that T-Mobile will begin enforcing that you have to use the home plan at a fixed address. They haven't said that outright, but why else would they be doing this? There's really no benefit for anybody to get this plan unless they enforce those terms on the home plan. There are still a few cellular options out there that might be a little bit more affordable for unlimited internet, but please do your research first because most of it is third-party stuff. And some of these companies are trustworthy and others are very shady. For all the best mobile internet information, there's no one I trust more than the folks at the Mobile Internet Resource Center. They do a terrific job, and if they don't mention a company plan or service as one of their top picks, it's probably best to avoid it. I will say I have two brothers who run separate companies that build cell towers, and they tell me that their industry has really been hit hard since the T-Mobile Sprint merger. Both companies were really building a lot of towers, and now that they're one company, they're actually taking some towers offline. It was one of those things where it was really sold as something that could be good for customers. The merger building a large company out of T-Mobile and Sprint that could be a true competitor to Verizon and AT&T. But it now seems that all cell companies are pretty content with their number of towers out there. I'm sure the emergence of Starlink providing internet to rural areas hasn't really helped that much. More in a moment, but first, RV Miles is sponsored by RV Life Pro. The RV lifestyle is about community, and the RV community is at the heart of RV Life. RV Life recently celebrated the 1 millionth trip planned with RV Life Trip Wizard, their excellent trip planning tool for RVers. RV Trip Wizard features all the trusted reviews, pictures, and tips from their RV Life campground site. RV Life also features several blog sites and over 20 additional RVing forums to serve the RV community. All this experience and community feedback come together to help create a fantastic RV trip planner and mobile navigation tool collectively called RV Life Pro. RV Life also marked a milestone of over 3 billion miles traveled using RV Life Pro, counting both the planned RV trips and ad hoc navigation with the included RV Safe mobile app. Take 25% off RV Life Pro with the coupon code RV Miles by visiting rvlife.com. The wild horses of Theodore Roosevelt National Park will get to stay after all, but their numbers will be reduced. Technically, they're feral horses. They are descendants of free-roaming domesticated animals. The National Park Service was set to remove them from the park as an invasive species, but public support has them changing their tune. Horses did roam North America 10,000 years ago, but they died out while flourishing in Europe. The Spanish reintroduced them here in the 1500s, and by the late 1800s, European settlement of the plains had reached the Dakotas. Ranchers turned horses out on the open range to live and breed. When needed, they would round up horses and their offspring for use as ranch horses. For generations, ranchers used land that would later become Teddy Roosevelt National Park for open range grazing. After the park was established in 1947, it was fenced. Most horses were removed by their ranching owners, but a few small bands of horses eluded capture and went unclaimed. These horses continued to live free range in the park. For several years, the National Park Service tried to remove all horses from the park, but in 1970, a change in policy recognized the horses as part of a historical setting. The park conducted roundups every 3 to 4 years and sold some at public auction, keeping the herd from growing. In an environmental review process that began in 2022, the National Park Service determined that feral or wild horses should be removed from the park, setting off a bit of a firestorm of public comment. In a statement to the Associated Press, the park confirmed it has decided to terminate plans to remove them after careful consideration of the public comments received during the environmental assessment process. That said, the number of horses will likely be reduced. Superintendent Angie Richmond has said in the past that the horses, even if they ultimately stay, would still have to be reduced to 35 to 60 animals under a 1978 environmental assessment's findings. That should keep them from destroying fences and overgrazing vegetation. Currently, there are about 180 horses in the park, so it's a big reduction. Dedic, one of the largest manufacturers of RV components like air conditioners, furnaces, refrigerators, toilets, is moving its RV awning production back to the U.S. from Mexico, according to an article in RV Business. The idea is to more readily supply the Elkhart, Indiana area RV manufacturers with awnings in order to avoid some of the logistic issues that have plagued the industry over the last few years. We've actually seen a lot of companies learn from the shortage issues during COVID. New warehouses have been built to stock inventory, stuff like that. Dedic will also be implementing a dedicated fleet of trucks for OEM awning deliveries to reduce wait times. Dedic's Mexico facility will continue to make awnings servicing the aftermarket segment. Just a quick heads up that next week, May 2nd through the 5th, is the PEUP RV Show just outside of Tacoma at the Washington State Fair Event Center. I'll be there giving some seminars on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday covering traveling to Baja and to Alaska and gear and towing seminars. Plus, there will be lots of other seminars from other great folks Admission is $15 for adults, seniors are $13, and kids under 17 are free, and there's no cost for the seminars, and I hope to see you there. That's it for this week's RV and Camping News Roundup. Thanks so much for being here. Hit the like button if you got something out of this video. Subscribe if you want more like it, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.